I'll still be there.
The questions will come from our angle.
Okay. Obi answer question you.
Let's get it on.
What do you want to know?
Michael.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about Safari?
Safari.
Good word. Good word.
Safari, how are you?
Good word. What do you call?
Safari in the hot seat.
Okay. Actually, Safari is a company. The full name is Safari Marketing and Media Consult. Safari Photography is a sub of Safari Marketing and Media Consult. We are 3 partners. One is in the UK, 2 are in Ghana here. One is the former head of GBC, Mr. Francis Sasu. Yes, and his son, Jefferson Sasu, is the partner. I'm kind of the managing partner. Yes, and I took the branch of Safari Photography because I'm an artist. So that is Safari Photography.
On what can I do? Artist. Into me for being calm.
Okay. So with Safari Photography, what do you do? I've seen some wedding photos.
Safari Photography, we specialize into wedding photography. But we also have other branches. We are into events, lifestyle, food photography, and we are into into commercial, arts. Commercial arts as well.
Oh, okay.
And also into video production.
Video production. So which area do you feel you are more into?
I'm into wedding photography. I'm trying to specialize into wedding photography. And I'm also into graphic designing.
Graphic design.
Yeah, I like more of doing art concepts and into corporate designs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I'm more into. I'm also into editing, video editing, music, video documentation, and stuff like that.
So you're a media guy?
Yeah, I'm a media guy. A former staff of TV Africa, per se.
Wow. We have a pioneer in our midst.
Mexican wave.
Okay, another question.
Questions from everywhere can.
Yeah, so
bring it on. Bring it on.
Well, do we have anyone here with questions for him?
Educational background.
I need to frame it first.
Okay, educational background. I'm a past student of Sept. Remember?
Oh, come.
04. And I did science and also swapped into electricals at Sept. But I came home. I'm not coming from a rich home, coming from an average home, and during my
Continue.
I later, I'm into arts. I would say I'm into art, and I decided to go back to school. I didn't want to move with my grades at Sept, so I went to a private, that's Sept Institute, and I did. By then I was working. I was working in a cafe as a technician. I do into IT and stuff like that. Yeah, so I did that and went to further to do visual arts at Sept Institute. And from there, I moved to TV Africa. I worked there for some years and also got a contract at Takoradi Polytechnic to network their internet cafe. So they were surprised about my work and the money that I was supposed to take. I realized it was a bit huge, and I wasn't having any education in the higher level. So I decided to move there. So I completed Takoradi Polytechnic last year, and I did my service at the Ministry of Defense. I completed recently. Yes, so that's my level of education.
You are traveling for story. I went to Takoradi, I went to defense.
It's not like that.
You went to defense?
I went like...
Did your service at defense?
How did you Friday work? How did you
question.
Government control.
Who would you say is a professional photographer?
Who will I say?
Yeah, professional.
I'm telling you, I created that just to bring. Well, let me just say a little bit about me myself. I'm a kind of guy. I like to have fun wherever I find myself. I don't care whether I find myself even in the church, boring places, a funeral. I try to do anything possible to make us all happy. A professional, by my definition, will be someone who understands what he or she is into. That's the best definition I can give.
Follow up. If the person understands what he's into, but doesn't have any educational background about that particular field, he's not even studied it, but he understands what he's into, is a person of a professional.
Let me use Bob Pedro as an example. I had a chance to talk to him when I was in Takoradi. He usually comes there. He has a house there. When he comes, he goes to Inzulenzu to take nice shots. I don't know whether you saw his recent work at Inzulenzu where he was like lying down, in a very funny way, and they edited a crocodile in the water, but actually there wasn't any crocodile. You understand? I had a chance. We were going to eat wachi, and I was just asking him some questions. Yeah, at Kataodiasu. 24/7. We were going, and he wasn't actually the one who said to me his assistant, George. We had a sitting with this guy who is now at SA now, Atta Junior. I don't know whether you know Atta Junior. He's a model. And we were just talking, and that's why I even discovered how Stephen Eduse became Stephen Eduse. That's why I'm starting from that angle. They all started like as photo lovers, you understand, and took it on a serious pace whereby they were actually, studying how Africans we like our way of photography and improving upon it. The reason I'm saying that, take Stephen Eduse for instance, and take Bob Pizzo for instance. You might think they are into similar works, but when you look closely into their work, you realize that Bob is a shootist. I say shootist because he just takes a camera. No, he actually, even you see his call card, he doesn't write, he just writes shootist. I don't know whether you've seen it, he just writes, I'm a shootist. He focuses his attention and everything on the quality. So he takes everything into consideration.
And what else
Stephen Eduse is a corporate guy. Before he started into photography, he was into advertising. Yeah, he was already into advertising. And he had the advantage with, by learning from Bob, you understand, and took it to that level. The level of his professionalism started when he incorporated photography into his art concept. You understand? That is his level of profession. So I would define him in that sense of being a professional, that he incorporated two things and made it into something unique of his own. And it became something very, that even the public, when anybody sees his work, you can't just say anything. A lame person say, hey, for a professional, like, that's a good job. Because it's also on point. So that is what I would...
Yeah, so back to my question.
I haven't answered what.
Also, what one cancer? Go straight to the point.
I should go straight to the point. Okay, that's why I said I'm a fun guy. I mean, I like to go around and you should figure it and answer it yourself.
You don't always, you have to communicate to people. Like, if you're communicating, the person should understand you. That's communication. So ask your question. I don't think 90% of us have got the answer.
Yes, no, we are long, Dodo.
Boys, but this I may have some questions in it.
Oh, it's very tough.
Are you recording?
Everton.
You asked me.
The drink, no, the coin.
What
Have you lost?
They're all finished.
Yeah, you asked me.
So you were saying that
A
a professional photographer is someone who understands.
Yeah, who understands his work.
So if someone,
That's my definition. It's not dictionary.
if I understand what photography is
Oh, no,
all
no,
about,
no.
and Henry is my friend, he's taught me how to shoot. Someone has taught me retouching. I shoot, I own a camera, I shoot, and I do all the editing. My work is amazing.
Yeah.
Am I a professional?
Well,
I never really studied it.
you never said you were taught. You
I
said
wasn't.
you
When you
said
change the
you
lens,
were
Okay,
turn it
taught.
upside down.
the practical part.
When you change the lens,
Okay,
always
so,
keep
Well, from my
or something
point
might
of
fall
view,
into
what
it.
I would say is that I would call you a professional when your work meets every requirement. Every
Okay, so
requirement.
now it's not about understanding it.
It's not
about
just
meeting
understand. That's why I said the word professional is not like it comes with a whole lot of factors. It comes even with discipline. I learned that when I was with TV Africa. I was at the master control, and you wake up as early as 3 a.m. That's the time your driver comes to pick you up to work, and you close as late as 1 a.m. That's the time television closes. You are in the master control. If you are not disciplined, if you are not disciplined, yes, if you are not disciplined, you can't be working at that area. So you are meeting the requirement. That makes you a professional because
it's not
it's not. That's what I said. It's not just based on understanding. Laura said something in her when she was on the hot seat, explaining to us about her passion in art. You understand? And I was saying that so she understands. Like for me, I understand it in 2 ways. You know, we can say Laura is professional when we look at her works. You understand? Maybe she will be taking crazy moments. She takes about a panoramic scene of 10 photos. A lady smiling, later crying, later smiling. But in the process of getting to the smile, there was something going on. You know, he has communicated how a sad person ends up becoming a happy person. And he has a way to explain it further because it doesn't just have a meaning, one meaning. It has a lot of meaning to life. It can help someone to even, come out of coma and those kind of things. Those things that's when I can say she's a professional because she did something not just for a specific thing, but for a variety of things. You understand? So that's have I answered what you were
yes, you have. Please, one more.
Oh
No.
be my friend.
One more question. One more question.
Yeah.
Is photography for a photographer? Is it expensive? One. There's a follow-up question to that. You answer it, but there's a follow-up question before you answer it.
Let me answer this because I'm not good with
Okay,
keeping
answer.
stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
answer.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah. To be a photographer, there is this blog about how to be a wedding photographer. When you read about it, when I was moved to start, I started photography way back in 2000 when I was having this small Canon 3.5 point and shoot. It's quite often that my laptop was stolen, so I've lost all my works. I took a picture of me myself in the cafe doing like this. And I like watching this James Bond movies where there was an explosion. No, it wasn't James Bond. It was they usually show it on TV3. This cowboy, Texas Ranger. You know when the trailer is coming, when the explosion comes, he walks. It kills me. It kills me. Man, that scene just kills me. So I wanted to do that. So that was when Adobe Photoshop 5.0 was released.
My God.
And I started featuring. A friend of mine actually used me because I was trying to get, I was that kind of ambitious kid. When I hold something, they say me who I mean you get it there. So a friend of mine was working by then Inkit. That was when Inkit come fresh, and he gave me that software, and I took a fire effect from Google. Yahoo actually, or Yahoo that was busy. Yahoo and with Photoshop, I just took. It wasn't nice because maybe even when I look at it now, when I have my laptop, I was still laugh.
Careful.
You understand? But it's
Keep it just as I have.